Hello, Star Wars fans. Welcome back to another episode of the Starlight Podcast. We've got our star-studded cast as per usual. Daddy Sheev, aka John Bates. How we doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Happy to be with you both. Excited to
Hell
get
yeah.
into it.
Hell yeah. And of course, we've got Lord Dagovere. How we doing, fam?
Doing pretty good. A little worried about the volume level for all of our watchers and listeners today because the CTE is going to be coming out, baby.
Let's get right into it. This is viewer discretion is advised for those who care for that. We're going to be talking about the hunt for Ben Solo, or the lack of a hunt for Ben Solo. We got a note, and an article was released that said that Ben Solo had been working on Adam Driver had been working on a Ben Solo movie for 2 years. Got it approved by Lucasfilm. Brought it up to Bob Iger, the tippity top of the company. And Bob Iger said, I don't really know. I don't really think Ben Solo would be alive. And they cut it then and there. I,
Took it out back and shot it.
they old yellered the movie. What is up with that? What is up with that?
All right, Dagobah, you want to cook?
Okay, so I will cook as we continue to talk about this because I don't want to take 45 minutes of yelling because that's what I'll do. But I will say that this is a problem. This is an issue. And listen, I have my critiques about the sequel trilogy. I have my critiques about Dave Filoni. I have my critiques about Kathleen Kennedy. But I will tell you that when the Disney higher ups don't even understand their own IP that they spend $5 billion with, I just don't understand. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? What
What
is
are we doing? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
I don't know. I do not understand what the play. This is not like a random scrub job Lord Dagovere going into Bob Iger's office and say, "Hey, why don't we do some Ben Solo? It'll be great." This is Adam Driver. This is a director that is qualified. There is a shadow writer that is qualified. They have been working on these scripts for 2 years. And you guys know my experience with development and production. That means Adam Driver and or this director is using their own money, their own time, when they're also making other movies, when they're also shooting other movies, when they're also traveling and do other things. They are dedicating their own time to making this pitch work. And the pitch is in development for a long time. And then they get enough momentum where Dave Filoni has decided to say, wow, this is actually a great script. All the questions that I usually ask and tell people, no, you didn't get this right. You got me. Let's go show this to Kathleen Kennedy. And then Dave and Kath see and they look over everything and they say, wow, this is a great angle. You really understand this. Okay, I like this. Let's green light the project. And then someone who's not affiliated with any of the writing, who doesn't understand Star Wars, who isn't involved in the decision making whatsoever with Lucasfilm, he isn't a writer, he isn't an actor, he isn't anything. He's just a big guy with money, and he says no, because it doesn't make sense, because I don't know how Ben Solo is alive, even though since 1985, 86, 87, 88, 89, where you bring back Sidious in 1991 with the Dark Empire series, and then you bring back Darth Maul in the Clone Wars, and then you bring back Exar Kun and Tales of the Jedi, and oh my God, guys, please take over. Take over, guys.
Just calm down. It's got a little hot in here.
Yeah,
But
man.
I
Yeah.
feel your sentiment, man. It's frustrating because they have quite literally brought it back, except for poor Qui-Gon Jinn. They've brought back like every like note. Yeah, Connor, your goat. They've brought back like every other notable Star Wars character, one way or the other. Now we don't know how they were gonna bring Kylo Ren back, but to say straight up that I don't know how Kylo Ren would be alive is kind of a cop out in my opinion because you've brought back so many other characters within the IP. It's not like it's impossible. Now there are some in the fan base. They're like, "Oh, you're always bringing back characters." I'm
Yeah.
of the argument is if you bring them back in the right way, I have no problem. And I'm sure if it got all the way up to the top, that if it got approved by Dave Filoni, by Kathleen Kennedy, that it was probably a good way to do it.
No, this was happening. This was
Yeah,
happening. Like
it made
I
it through
can't
everything.
even I can't even tell you
It's
how
not like
hard
it's
it
just a
is
whisper. It was like it was gonna be a thing.
from what I've heard and what from the people that have worked on this and my little time in these little things that are irrelevant to people, but I know how important it is. I'm telling you right now, getting Dave Filoni's attention on a script is very hard. Getting Dave's notes are also very hard. Getting Dave's approval is impractical, okay, improbable, and getting Kathleen Kennedy to say yes means that this project had a 9-month period where they were literally developing concept art, probably, and showing you stuff about what the idea was going to be. And whatever the hell that they saw, they said, holy shit, we need to get this going. This is a great story, you know? And I don't know what is in this script, okay? But yes, I agree with Connor that it is a goddamn cop out for you to tell me that Ben Solo isn't alive because you could still have a movie with someone in Star Wars that is dead because that's the way the forces work. And this is a Skywalker. He gets immunities and abilities that other people don't get. But I will play devil's advocate here. It's not like the sequel trilogy is loved by everybody. I get that. Disney is extremely reactionary to all of these things that have happened. Look at The Acolyte. Look at Kenobi. Look at Book of Boba Fett. Where have those characters gone? You know? And right after The Rise of Skywalker, oh, maybe, I don't know, Ben Solo movie. Ugh, you know. Okay, I understand that. But I think the other thing that people aren't understanding too is that Andor season 2 was a lot of money. That was a lot of money. That was all hands on deck too. I mean, even Tony Gilroy was telling you guys that they had Kathleen on there, they had Bob Iger, and all the people that give Disney money on this to make sure that this production was the way it needed to be. So maybe Ben Solo just didn't have the value that he thought they did. But I swear to God, if this guy goes online tonight and yesterday and sees everything, I swear to God, you better start green lighting this or put this within the Ray movie or something, man, because it's absurd that you said no.
There is
Yeah.
100% there's 100% an appetite for good stories with complex characters, which is what we got with Andor. A good story with complex characters. Because I talk about this and we talk about this all the time is that there needs to be calculated risk with projects in these fandoms, specifically with Star Wars. We saw it with Andor. Andor was a risk. If you talk to anybody
Huge.
before season 1 came out and was like, and we're doing an Andor show, everybody would be like, why? Like, what's the point of doing an Andor show? But that was a risk. Cassian was not the main character of that movie, but they formed a fantastic story and built fantastic characters around him, which propelled it into what I consider the best Star Wars show. And that needs to be the same with all these projects moving forward. And if Adam Driver, who is the character, puts that amount of effort into writing a story, and he's putting money into it, like you said, he's putting his own heart, soul, and money into it. It is extremely frustrating to see everything on the creative side get approved. Every single ladder that you had to climb was climbed, and you get to the very top, and it is a CEO who's not in the trenches that just says no. Nope, sorry, I don't think so. It gets me so mad because this is not a
Philly.
Lucasfilm. This is not a Lucasfilm problem because there have been like projects that have been, done
Yeah.
whatever because of powers that don't
Yeah.
approve in Lucasfilm. That's one thing on the creative side. But if you're just looking at it from a monetary standpoint, which Bob Iger, I'm sure he was, because that's
Yeah.
all that matters to CEOs is the revenue of the company. It's frustrating because there's an appetite for good characters, like I said, and we talk about the acolyte before Dagovere. The Stranger is a character that could 100% have that same treatment as a Kylo Ren movie, where hey, maybe the project that this character emerged from wasn't beloved by everybody, but it was a really great character that people clung on to, and then that would propel that story forward. And there is a big appetite for Kylo stuff because we're seeing it right now. Every single person that I've seen
Yeah,
is,
people freaking out.
yeah, people are freaking out. No one's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so glad the Kylo Ren movie wasn't made. Like,
Like
I don't see
Very
anybody
few.
saying that.
he was
Very
one of the
few.
cooler sequel characters. I always enjoyed Kylo. I mean, I know my man to my left here was also a huge fan. and Connor as well. But I will say that the biggest thing that's kind of disappointing about this, for me is that this could have been a golden opportunity to kind of win some people back on the sequel trilogy. I'm also a big critic of that trilogy, but a movie about Kylo Ren, arguably the most popular sequel character, set after that film, and if it was done well, like Andor was, this could have, propelled a lot of momentum into now the Rey movie and other, post nine projects that we're going to be getting. So that's where I find the most disappointment in this is I feel like it's just a golden opportunity miss that, this isn't coming out. And I'm thinking now too, guys, it probably isn't going to happen because, it got shot down. Even with all the outrage that we're seeing now, like this probably won't ever happen, will it?
It could
I
happen.
I
You think
disagree.
you don't think
I
you don't
disagree.
I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm just asking the
Yeah, yeah.
question. Do you guys think like it could like do you think enough backlash would maybe like force them to make this thing? Like I'm just curious how this stuff works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like they're extremely reactionary, and at the end of the day, they want to make money. So if you're telling me that, the Acolyte is no longer being made, and that's because most likely Disney said no. Why is Boba Fett not getting another IP? It's probably because Disney said no. I personally believe that Kathleen Kennedy is the one telling people to go on social media and upload these videos about uh Rey and Ben Solo and the Rise of Skywalker on the official YouTube channel, and I'm sure it's a whole effort, but it's clear that someone is fighting against this, which is kind of sad because this is George Lucas's like worst fears. This is manifested. This is like exactly why he made Lucasfilm. This is why exactly why he funded these projects, because I'm a grown up. These things would not happen with him. And I believe that if you continuously be loud, if you continuously make content around it, someone is going to answer the door and they will let you in the same way they close the door. So if you want Ben Solo, and this is coming from someone, just like you said, who was very critical of the sequel trilogy, this is a movie I'm interested in. And I would love to see this specific script that not just Adam Driver was making, also a very, very good director and a very good writer that had been working on Star Wars projects, including Rogue One, was their main credit. So what is taking so long? What are we doing?
I'm disappointed that we're getting a Mandalorian and Grogu movie now, as opposed to this, because it has to be in that same time frame where, like, hey, we've got Adam Driver's cool Kylo Ren movie, or do we want to make the Mandalorian and Grogu movie for box office? Because we know that the box office is going to love the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And that's why I think we're getting something like that and shelved something else that may have had more creative potential.
We know who's driving the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know who's driving the car, bro. As someone that is very critical of Kathleen Kennedy, and only because she is a leader. We've talked in this podcast. I tell you guys how this production works, and sometimes she's straight up too busy to hire a new writer that decided to leave because they didn't know Star Wars. It's like the owner, right, of an organization, and you have a general manager responsible for picking up the coach and the quarterback and everything else. But then, like, if those people can't, produce, well, then the whole freaking project is to shit. I gotta say, I've told you guys before that I think Kathleen Kennedy is probably someone that's getting a little too much hate, and it should be directed elsewhere. I think we know now where this pressure needs to be applied and pushed. And it's mainly Disney, and it sounds like it is Bob Iger and his friends, and I just think that, yeah, sure, Grogu makes money. I mean, that's why anywhere you go, you don't even have to go into Target. You see Grogu stuff everywhere. And I love Grogu. Everybody
The
knows I
boy.
love Grogu.
Yeah,
I love
Grogu,
Mando.
friend of the show, friend of the show.
Yeah,
friend of the
yeah.
show,
He's a
yeah.
homie. Had him over for Thanksgiving, not him, but I mean, he was there, So I think that, Starfighter and Andor are really cool, but it seems like Star Wars will never be rid of this shit.
Yeah, it is there's this like balance that you have to take with the fact that Disney bought Lucasfilm. Disney bought Star Wars, and that is the reason that we have so many Star Wars projects right now, and why there has been so much content. But it is on the flip side of that, it is also the reason why sometimes we don't get projects that go for it. George Lucas went for it. You know, he told his story and people hated him for it, which is why he got rid of the company, why he got rid of the IP. And we talk about the Acolyte all the time. Like George Lucas would not have canceled the
Cancel it.
season
No.
2 of the
No.
Acolyte, and those are decisions that we now have to live with. So it is frustrating to hear that like one of the richest guys and his buddies were like, I don't know, like this may affect my stock price, maybe. Like, I don't think so. Like it's so oh, that gets me to my core because that stuff is
That's more of
where
what
the
they care about.
creativity gets
Yeah.
absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, they don't care about the creativity. It's all about a margin at the end of the day, since Disney has taken over. And clearly with the Acolyte, that's what they were mostly concerned about. Even though it's interesting, a lot of people watch the Acolyte mostly out of hate, but they were, afraid of the backlash and other stuff. And we wouldn't have George wouldn't have done that. George wouldn't have cared about that. George, would encourage this creativity. So that's also a good point. And that is it's just I think we're all just disappointed here for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think we should give in to nihilism. I don't think that we
Agreed.
should give in to the fact that
Could be some
we
hope.
we could get this project. Like we have the power as consumers to, make impacts in not specifically like the writing of characters, but like, hey, if there's enough people that show an appetite for Ben Solo, let's revisit it, you know?
Yeah, maybe could force their hand. That's why I was asking earlier. Like, I wonder if with all this backlash, like, could we make enough momentum in the community for them to, release some format of this, or go back to the drawing board. Do you guys know when this project, like, it was in writing for 2 years? Do we know when it was denied? Like, do we know that? Do we have that information or no?
So Adam Driver is coming out and saying this. It could have been shelved yesterday. Honestly, could have been done. You know, but realistically, it was probably shelved maybe about 7 to 12 months ago. I would say. Um, I personally believe that Adam is putting pressure on whoever out there
He might be.
because
That's a good point.
As he
yeah,
should.
no,
Yeah, he
that's
seemed
what
really
happened with
excited for it.
that's what happened with Deadpool.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Deadpool. Apparently they didn't want to do it, and they greenlit after 24 hours. Said, "Hey, this is a great idea. Let's do it. Forget it." My problem is with this tactic is we always talk about this as the excuse. Connor, Johnny, I always tell you guys like this is Star Wars. These decisions are permanent. You can't change these things. This is gonna f up the stuff. Whether it's the sequel trilogy, whatever it is, there is damage that is just irreversible. Like you cannot fix this, right? You cannot repair this. For me, the fact that this leaked and it's Adam Driver, it's not just some random person on Twitter, talking about this, that it's Ben Solo himself saying Disney did not like this shit. And you know what's worse? I effing love the script. It's the
Yeah,
best effing script I have been a part of. So not only that, you're throwing the sequel trilogy under the bus, you're throwing everything else that you worked on the bus, you're throwing Disney executives under the bus. And so now you're pissing everybody off. You're pissing off the grifters, the right, the left, the Raylos, the non-Raylos. You're pissing me off because now if I don't get this, how am I supposed to be motivated about Mando and Grogu? How am I supposed to be motivated about Starfighter? How am I supposed to be motivated about a Rey movie? Because I know at the end of the day, it's not best for Star Wars. It's about the monies in the pockets, baby. And I get it. We want to make money, but I just think that do it to another brand. Don't do it to Star Wars. Do it to another brand because is this really why you spent $5 billion to do this shit? That's what you wanted to do?
it also gets me
Yeah.
thinking. I wonder what other projects have been shelved that we don't know about.
I
And
can't even
clear,
tell you some of them.
yeah, Oh yeah, yeah, Dagovere knows.
I can't
But
tell you some
but
of them.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good point you make, Dagovere, of Adam is clearly trying to, twist somebody's hand by coming out with this. The fact is the main guy that was going to be involved is saying these things. Obviously encourages me because he clearly is passionate about the project, but also him even coming out and saying it is going to put pressure on these executives to potentially, greenlight this thing because he
Yeah.
was clearly enthused by it based on the quotes.
Yeah, which is also very surprising, because all the shit that they had to go through, everybody, all the actors,
Yeah.
anybody that was affiliated with the
He
sequel
still
trilogy.
loves he still loves it,
Yeah,
even
which is
after
so,
everything. It's
yeah,
great.
which is, I never would have thought that. I thought he was done. Thank God, Jesus, they killed him off, Oh my God, Harrison Ford all over again, but he wants to do this, and this,
Yeah.
in my opinion, this would, whether he dies at the end of that movie again, and then he's just a voice or something else
He's the new Shock J.
guiding Ray. Yeah.
He just
Jesus.
continuously dies, and
That's
he's
crazy
back.
work.
Nah,
Uh,
but
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Go
I've
ahead.
even had some like insane ideas to bring this guy back. Insane ideas. But I'm curious to how they did it. How
Yeah,
they did
I
it,
want more details for sure.
Yeah,
We have like
because
2 or 3 quotes. I want more.
yeah, yeah, which is funny because I know you guys will probably laugh at this, but Dave is not about bringing characters back, at all. Like from the dead. Yes, I know.
That's
I
funny
know.
because
I
Maul
know.
and
I
Ahsoka
know.
technically,
I
and
know. I know.
Ventress.
yeah, Ventress. Yeah.
Ventress is not his decision. Ventress was the story.
Mhm.
So that was, and also, I'm going to say this, okay? But what I'm going to say is like, there's other things that he likes to own that were in animation that shouldn't be stories in books and comics and video games, and that's also a George thing that he kind of has that hereditary ownership of, that legacy that I understand the ownership. But if you're Lucasfilm storyboard, absolutely had to have been say, wow, this is really good. And I hear Lucasfilm storyboard gives a lot of notes, and they don't like a lot of things that also a lot of the fandom doesn't like, So I just think it's interesting that no notes. Wow, this is great. We're getting this done. So that script has got to be like solid. I don't think it's amazing, but I think it is solid,
It has
and
to be solid enough that you got Filoni and Kennedy on board. Like it
yeah,
had to have been convincing enough to them to greenlight that to get it all the way to the top.
yeah.
It's probably locked and loaded still.
No, it
Yeah,
is.
if he's talking
They
about it,
could they could
Somebody
go like they could go like this,
I
and
guess
then
they
somebody
it's
has
could.
it
on.
on their hard.
It sounds
Somebody
like
has it on
it's
their
set
hard
up.
drive. Yeah, somebody has it
Yeah.
on their hard drive, bro.
Like you said, they probably have concept art for it. They probably have other things for
They
it.
do. I
Obviously,
guarantee you. I guarantee you they have at least 6 to 12 pieces of concept art. I
yeah.
guarantee it.
Obviously, they don't have any like any shooting of it yet, but concept art for sure. So
Yes.
that would,
I feel bad. I feel bad for the Raylos. I really do.
yeah.
It is what it is, man. I'm not a Raylo in any way, shape, or form, and I am not a huge sequel person. But you said Ben Solo,
Yeah,
and I think he's a very important part of the story. If
he's
you
that
want me
guy.
interested in Ray, you have to have him affiliated with Ben Solo and Finn in some way. In some way,
Dude, make him a force ghost for all I care. Just he's got to be involved.
There are
No.
so many things you could do. There are so many things.
Just bring
that
him
you
back. Don't shake your head. Just bring him back.
But see, you don't even have to bring him back. That's the thing too, is you don't have to bring him back. This is the Force. It doesn't have to be the same shit that we've known for 40 plus years. There's stuff in the expanded universe that you could do. There's the Aang T that have the flow of time where they manipulate minute details. They don't change the whole future and past, but they could say, well, this guy wears a red shirt instead of a green shirt today. Or maybe Ben Solo actually didn't give his entire life force away, or at the very least, he was moved by somebody else. Is that Anakin? Is that Luke? Is that the Bendu? Is that some other deity that we don't know about? There's so many things that you could do.
He's part of a dyad, which is something
Yes.
that has never
Yeah.
been seen before.
A force bond. That is, that's actually been in lore. It's just this version of whatever that they decided to create. But yes, that's
Right.
another thing, a force bond.
And they can create more stuff. They can create more stuff in that lore to do something that has not been seen before. That's fine. It's the Force. It's Space Wizards. You can do whatever you want. It's literally its own story. There are no rules.
But you could literally have Anakin Skywalker come in just like he did with Ahsoka and say, hey, you know what? I'm here. These deities of the Force have deemed you worthy, but because you gave your life force away and you did not previously learn the Force Ghost technique and all of your sins of the past, I know I'm different. We'll talk about that later. But now, if you die again, you will no longer exist. You know, like there's just so many things that you could do, but I just
I actually love that idea so much. Like it's his decision to go back. He sacrifices his ability to live within the Force forever.
That's right.
I bet he does that. I bet that character at that point decides,
he would do that.
Hey, I'm going to sacrifice eternity within the Force to be able to make right what I had done wrong.
That's right. And that's right. Because we don't have atonement in Star Wars. It just people die and that's it. We don't see them suffer like Eula Keldroma and have to live with their choices from Tales of the Jedi comics back in 1996. Why can we not have that now? And even then, he doesn't have to be a Jedi. He could be something else. And he can help Rey find out whatever the hell it is that she's going to do. And Finn, yes. And then when he does die, he is gone forever because choices matter. Repercussions happen.
That is the biggest thing within Star Wars in general, is that it feels like a lot of these choices for these villains don't matter. Like Vader, obviously, Anakin's, the son of the Force, but like in theory, he doesn't really pay for his sins that much.
Yes, and even still, like we have Kylo Ren. I know, sorry, Connor. We have Kylo Ren, and you know what he says? Finish what you started. Finish what you started. And now it's for Ben Solo, finishing what Anakin could never do. And that was atone for the sins that he's done. And maybe he's atoning for all Skywalker deeds. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah,
he is
the last
Skywalker. He's the last blood Skywalker.
Yeah, he is.
He has to mean that has to mean something in the lore. That
exactly.
Yeah, he's got to be like OP in the, like you guys said, in the sense like just bring him back somehow. Like he has.
And I talk about how we should move away from the Skywalker saga. If you put Ben Solo back in there, dive right back in, right back in.
But you're moving on. That's it. It's done. It's done.
He could be the bridge.
And look, I got a lot of people in the comments on my stream and everything, and they were talking about like, I don't want the sequel trilogy. I don't want this. You're not getting the sequel trilogy. The sequel trilogy is over. It's done. Stop talking about it. It's over. Well, I don't want the Skywalkers. He's a Solo. That's what it is. He's a Solo. Yes, he is related, I get, but it's done. It's gone. He's dead. And even if he does come back, it is over. There are no more Skywalkers. Yes, Rey Skywalker, but you know what I'm talking about. Blooded, official. So I do not understand the criticism that they're talking about. If it's a good goddamn story and it's one of the last main important characters that literally go back to all the original 6 movies, I just don't understand how you can say no to that, especially when you're finally signing them off and that's it. And their story is over,
Yeah. And Adam Driver talks about Empire Strikes Back all the time. Like in this interview, he's referencing Empire Strikes Back. He's like, I was inspired by Empire Strikes Back. And the script writer, I saw a tweet that was saying that he had logged in his IMDb. He had watched Empire Strikes Back like 3 times within a month.
Oh,
so there has to be some inspiration.
There goes Dagovere. That sent him over the edge, Connor. Just you bringing that up. He's gone. That was the final straw. That was the final straw for Dagovere right there. Was bringing up gone. Empire. No, but that is wild. That they were clearly inspired by Empire, and that is such. I mean, in my opinion, like I really like 6, but objectively, I think 5 is like the best written movie. So the fact that they were getting inspiration from that is definitely intriguing.
Yeah. That's
You all right there? You all right? You
okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'll be fine. And I'll be upset at myself for having no filter. But I think this is good. In some form. I mean, I do think it's bad too, because I'm not sure how the fandom is going to react to these movies and these projects when they come out, especially if like what I see here is the entirety of the Disney era of Star Wars. And when something like this comes out, and like I said, there are more projects that I hope people never find out about, because they will be upset. Maybe not as upset at this, but they will be upset. And so when something like this comes out, which is, in my opinion, total damage, right, to the PR of Disney Star Wars, right? I see The Acolyte getting canceled. I see The Book of Boba Fett. I see Kenobi. I see 2 or 3 different writers and directors in the sequel trilogy. I see Solo not getting a second movie. I see Andor going from 6 seasons, only 2. I'm not trashing anything. I'm just showing you the entire picture of what everybody from every part of the fandom is going to hold up as their receipt to say, this is Star Wars now. This is what's happening, and this is what's not happening. And in my opinion, there is more against the identity of Star Wars at this moment in time because of shit like this.
I would agree. I think that there are so many, just like
when it comes to live action projects.
Yeah. It seems like there is a letdown in the level of effort that is put into a lot of the, not just like the planning, but just the execution of these projects, specifically a lot with like Disney Plus that we've seen. These projects are underwhelming, and they shouldn't be. Like, Kenobi should be the best show that we've seen. Like Kenobi,
I'd agree.
It should be the best. It is a beloved character from the first movie of Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's like one of the first people that we see. And it is so disappointing that the volumization and the lack of story that, is in those projects, it's a result of Disney,
Yeah. Dag, you look like you're gonna cry, right?
I'm just frustrated, man, because at the end of the day, I'm just the guy on the internet. No one's gonna hear my voice, So it's just really frustrating because, the lack of effort. I mean, I just think about, like, what if Andor second season didn't happen, guys? That's what's terrifying me, man. Is like everything can be done right. Everything can be done right, but you never know.
They proved that it can.
Yeah, that you will never know because someone else that isn't even a part of Lucasfilm is going to shut this shit down.
Yeah, it seems like people that don't understand, I don't want to say like what's at stake, like it's life or death, but they don't understand like the IP or,
It is death. It's death of the IP. It's death of a franchise. It's death of, in my opinion, one of the most important franchises in humanity, because this didn't start with books. This didn't start with comics. It started with the freaking movies. The movies started it all. It's huge for entertainment. And I'm not going to say that you're going to let it die, but you're definitely altering things. You're definitely ruining it at times, because I see a world where Andor season 2 does not happen because nobody watched the first season of Andor, or because it was just too much money in terms of production. Look at The Acolyte, in my opinion, is a very great example of what happens when all the wrong things go. And now, I honestly feel like that was a Disney decision. That wasn't a Lucasfilm's decision. I'm not saying like it made so much money or a lot of people watched it, but I'm pretty sure maybe we would see some other projects if Disney didn't come down as hard as they did on these things,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like stifling creativity, I think. If in the back of everybody's mind now who's making Star Wars scripts, pitches, it's like, is Bob Iger going to think this is going to make enough money? Like that should never go into a pitch.
Yeah, it might deter creativity.
Right.
It already has. It's been, and that's what I hate. Listen, man, I know I'm talking a shit ton about Bob Iger and Disney, but I don't want to, I don't want to be that guy. I'm just very frustrated at the idea that sometimes the worst guy makes a great point, and I really dislike that most of these times, these other side of the fandoms, whatever you want to call them, they will always bring up this and Disney and Bob Iger. And I cannot stand that they've allowed themselves to be correct.
Yeah,
You know,
that is a fantastic point, because I was going to say something in that similar vein, where it's like we always defend these projects. We look
yeah,
we
always.
try to see the best in these projects and share what we like about these projects, what we dislike about these projects, not being, you know, a jerk about it. We provide criticism because we want better for the IP.
Yeah.
That other side of the fandom just wants to hate everything, and they are right in this instance where, oh, Disney Star Wars sucks. Disney, Disney did this,
Yeah.
Disney did that.
Yeah,
It's
man.
Disney, Disney. This was Disney. This was not
Yeah,
Lucasfilm.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Or-
I'm on your side. I'm on your team, Disney. I'm the one trying to support this shit. But when you do stuff like this, you're making me feel like I'm Kenobi and you're Anakin. You know?
Dude,
Damn it. I'm supposed to be the Anakin. You know?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, just like your Pro Clubs character. But I was gonna say, it reminds me of that oh my God, Falcon and the Winter Soldier quote of "He's out of line, but he's right."
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now. Yeah, so about that part of the fandom. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just, I mean, as we've talked, it's just disappointing all around for this news. But like Star Wars, there's always hope, and I can see maybe the light at the end of the tunnel. That maybe with enough, pressure, we got a shot. You just got to give us a shot. That's all we need.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope. I that's all I ever do is hope.
The optimism. Well, rebellions are built on hope, so that's all we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do not have friends everywhere. So, I just, I really like the character Ben Solo. You guys, I got my whole Ben Solo shrine over there.
Yeah, I was about to say, I knew it was somewhere behind you, but I didn't see it earlier when I was.
Listen, man, this character, this character has always, it felt like a portion of me. All right. And so I've always liked it. I've always appreciated him. We have similar backstories. It's a very Zuko character for me. I think he's up there with some of the greatest character development, Zuko, in entertainment, up there with Vader. Oh man, up there with Vegeta. Like, I just think that if there's like Mount Rushmores of characters that decided to not be punk asses anymore, Zuko is up there and one of them. And I felt like Ben Solo could have done two things. He could have just went super insane tragedy, committed to the dark side, which I would have liked to see as well, or something that we never got. And that's what I was hoping, exactly what Anakin never got to be, someone who lived in a tone. And I just feel like if there's one thing that everybody enjoys about the sequel trilogy, it was the potential of this character. And again, that's not a dish at anybody else. I'm just saying, like, it's not fair to Rey and Finn because he is a Skywalker, and I just feel like we're missing an opportunity here. Even today, like, if you said, you know what, we're coming out with this movie 2028, we're gonna have the Rey movie first, but this will eventually play in like some Avengers phase, I'm okay with that too, bro. Like, genuinely, I am okay, because I just don't listen. I know I'm upset, Bob Iger. I know I'm upset, Disney, but it's only because I care, and I just hope that we don't repeat the same mistakes of our past. All right, because there is still potential for this stories going forward to be amazing, and that's all I want. That's all I want. And I just feel like you can't do it as good as you could if you don't greenlight the hunt for Ben Solo.
Mm-hmm. He could become one of the GOATs. Like, actually,
yeah.
Like, you sacrifice yourself to give up a life to save, like you just said, Dagovere, that pitch. He becomes like top tier echelon of just people in Star Wars.
Yeah, before what I have now, my job was creating ideas and helping stories make sense in the verse. And then I was able to help edit and things like that because I was pretty good at it. But I was mainly creating ideas and stories to help other people's pitches reach eyes that I would never see. I was just a guy in the dark that was helping them. They knew I was helping them, but the people that I was helping were never allowed to, hey, this guy's helping us, So my thing is, I love creating ideas, even if they get shot down immediately. That is what I was like kind of born to do. And for someone like me that is used to making these ideas, very creative, whether they're good or not, it's someone on the other side that I'll never see who also is never reading the comics, never reading the books, never watching all the episodes of Clone Wars, whatever. It's just it doesn't make sense to me how you could just so easily say no to your own product that is supposed to be the flagship of your brand. You know,
Yeah,
it's
that was their sequel trilogy. Like it was Disney's, and this was
it is
going to.
your character.
Yeah,
It's your
you wrote
son.
them.
You
Yeah,
made this, you know?
and they shot. It's not like it was George's idea or another character from
Yeah.
that you didn't make. Kylo
Yeah.
was you.
Yes. I'm fighting for custody of your own child, you know?
Dude, he's in parental court fighting for custody. Yeah.
Bro.
No, but that's a good point, dude. They did make the character, and you'd think they'd want to, continue that. Like that is their baby, literally. So I want more details on this at this point. I need more information. I need to know either this needs to be greenlit or I need to know more of why or why not this isn't gonna happen.
Well, we'll probably never figure out why. I don't think that's ever gonna
Kylo,
happen.
give me more quotes, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. But I still think it's a great idea. I think that there's so many ways that you could
it's
do
interesting.
this.
It's intriguing. I'm like, ooh, Hunt for Ben Solo.
Yeah, man.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I think that's a very good start to a story. In my opinion, at the Rise of Skywalker, there's a lot of things I could talk about that I don't like, but when I saw Rey ignite her yellow lightsaber, I didn't understand that this was the end. I thought there was a whole other hour to the movie, and I just didn't understand, and I still wanted more, and I still want more, even with these decisions that I'm hearing, so just please stop not giving me the stuff that I want,
It's that simple. Something let's move on to something a little bit more positive. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's pivot here. Yeah.
Something we do want is in a week's time coming to us.
Yes.
It is Star Wars Visions.
Let's go.
Which Lord Dagovere has been on a propaganda campaign on Threads.
Yes.
Which I see all of the time.
Let's go.
And this is a project that to me is one of my favorites, and it's the most slept on project, I would say, in all of Star Wars, where we have a ton of creative studios, Japanese animation studios, taking the IP of Star Wars and doing whatever the hell they want with it. We got season 1, we got season 2. They're going back to the season 1 format now with all Japanese. What are you guys most excited about for Star Wars Visions Season 3? And I know, Dagovere, there's some things you can't reveal, but let's see what we have to say.
Yeah. To start, I would just say something I've always enjoyed about Visions, and I'm not quite sure what we are getting in Season 3, but I always appreciated just these unique stories, and I feel like Lucasfilm has encouraged these studios to kind of put their own spin on Star Wars. And, they're not canon. They can interpret it the way they want. They get to, make a fun story. And I always find that really intriguing. Like, I can name a handful of stories that I love, like The Ninth Jedi, The Village Bride. Like, so many of these stories, even I can't remember the name, but I think it was from season 2, even like the old Sith guy fighting, the Qui-Gon character and stuff like that. It's just intriguing stuff and fun stories, and I'm really looking forward to it here in this 3rd season. I don't even know what we're getting. Dagovere knows some stuff that he can't say yet, but it's just intriguing. Like, it's just fun Star Wars, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, man. I will say that I think that season or volume 3 is going to be the best season, honestly. That's my opinion, but I think it's also a fact. Honestly, you're gonna get, as you've seen in the trailer, you're gonna get Ronan. You're gonna get
the boy.
Yeah, you're gonna get Kara. You're gonna
Let's
get a lot of stuff. I can't wait for everyone to see all the goodness, because this is Japan, guys. You know what's crazy? You specifically were talking about The Elder, and that is a very good short. And a lot of people don't know this is how important Star Wars is to not just people of America, but the world. That director literally went into animation because they love Star Wars. They were so inspired by the first original Star Wars. That guy came out of retirement just to do that story. That's how
Oh,
important
that's
this
awesome to
is.
hear. I never
Yeah.
knew that. That was such a
Yeah.
fun one. I don't feel like people don't talk about it, but that was such a fun story. It reminded me of like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan from episode one. Like that's
Yeah.
that's what I got from it.
I love that one. Yeah, boy. Yeah, I will tell you things later. But, I
Yeah.
think what's amazing is that anime fans, I am summoning you all, okay? I'm telling
Give
you
me your
right now.
energy.
Yes, 2D animation, Star Wars, 2D animation, X Star Wars, where you at? Because there's a lot of people with my propaganda, as Connor was mentioning, that have no idea that this project even exists. I can't tell you how many replies I'm telling to everybody. They're like, Star Wars and anime, where's this? What? What's this happening? I've never seen this. What the? I mean, guys, come on. That's why we're doing our jobs. We got to spread the good word of Star Wars Visions.
The gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is the gospel. It is the Star Wars gospel. It's the Star Wars animated gospel for
Yeah.
me. I think I am most excited to see my goat F back on the screen. She deserves the world and more. She is my favorite project that has come out of Star Wars Visions, and she's become one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. She is the coolest lightsaber that I have seen, a yellow samurai sword katana lightsaber. And she actually could be, integrated into canon, which we have spoke about before on this podcast. F is a friend of the show. Okay. We
Big
love
friend.
Grogu. We love F.
Big fan.
I just think that it's so cool because I got into anime only probably about like 5 years ago is
Yeah.
when I watched my first anime, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Shout out. And since then, my love for anime has expanded exponentially. And the fact that this arrived in 2022, 2023, Volume One, Dagovere.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2023.
It was in my anime craze, and I latched onto this like crazy. And I was so, kind of disappointed that no one else seemed to feel as much hype. It didn't get as much love as I thought it was going to. A lot of people don't know that it exists. So,
A lot of people.
for those who are watching right now, Star Wars anime is the GOAT of animated Star Wars shows. All right. It is fantastic. And I hope it inspires more 2D animation. And move us away from the Veggie Tales, as Dagovere always calls it. Get us out of Veggie Tales and get us into some more Japanese anime studios because this shit is hype.
Yeah, man. Oh, you're pushing the buttons, man.
Oh my god! And it comes out on October 29th. All right.
1 week as of this
1 week.
recording.
Yep.
1 week till peak.
Dude, I'm gonna if it's coming out at 3 a.m., man, do I have to set an alarm? It's not a Krabby Patty this time. It's gonna be, Star Wars Visions. Oh
Who
boy, Star Wars
watches
Visions. I'm ready.
Star Wars Visions at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
This
a.m.
guy, baby.
Oh
Let's
boy,
go.
3 a.m. Yeah.
Oh
That
my
might be
God.
me, but yeah, the second it drops, I am going to watch this, the whole thing, and then I'm not gonna shut up about it for a couple days, and we're gonna be ready for the pod, that's for sure.
Yeah. I honestly can't wait, man. There's I just all I can tell you is that I love this one more than the first season. I think that every episode is an upgrade, and I also feel like there is probably some talk. I don't think the second season is bad, but it's
I like
clear.
some stories.
Yeah, absolutely. I did too.
What was the
I
one
think
with the statues and the like Jedi Padawan?
yes,
And
that is Journey to the Dark Head. That was a
Journey to the
Korean
Dark.
anime.
That was a
Yeah.
great one. Yeah, I really
Yes.
like that one a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I from what I've heard, take this with a grain of salt. That was the most popular or the most watched one of this second season. So
I believe it.
I
It was a fun,
yeah,
engaging story.
I think it was. I didn't think the story was there. I thought the dialogue was a little iffy, but I thought it looked beautiful. That 2D animation was clean,
Dude, the
man.
fight scenes, yeah, they were fire, dude.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Dude, he had that like Doc Ock like tenet
Yeah.
arm thing coming out
It was
too. That was
crazy.
sick.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
good
mean,
stuff.
second season had some good stuff. I love Screecher's Reach. I'm not a big fan of that type of animation, but that was amazing. I love dark side stuff. You know me, I'm a Sith boy. That was really good. Sith was okay, and then of course the Chicken Run stuff was fun. I like that. But season 3 is the same people from season 1. Some even new creators.
Some new.
Okay. I actually think there might be some new favorites in this season that people haven't seen. This is some new stories. I think that you might even have more people want not just Ronin or F or the Ninth Jedi after this. I think you might see some more people. And we are getting that Ninth Jedi series as well. So
can't wait for that.
That
was a fun one too. That was such a good episode.
Is there gonna be a Ninth Jedi story in this one? Where's that gonna go? What's gonna happen? I can't
tell me, Dagovere.
But I can't wait to see everybody's reaction. Yeah, man. It's gonna be good. It's gonna.
Can't wait.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to switch to some positivity here, guys, because we were just, all being sad boys for the first half an hour.
Even with the Ben Solo stuff, I'm still hyped. I just at least somebody gets it. And I'm even still I'm hyped. But I would like to talk about some of the episodes that I think that maybe didn't get a chance this time around, but maybe they like The Elder. I think The Elder is a great series. I would argue that character could probably be right before the High Republic starts, right in that Battle of Ruusan era, Rule of Two, what's happening, because he was a Sith, but he isn't a Sith. I think that's really cool. I love the Master and Apprentice stuff. The director, like I was telling you, he came out of retirement to do that. And he also felt like the mentorship was his old self with his young self mentoring him. That's what the two characters were supposed to portray. Oh. Yeah, and I really like that. And one of the guys, I think the main Jedi is actually Hopper from Stranger Things.
Yes.
So,
it was Hopper, boy.
Yeah. And the goddamn voice actor for The Elder is actually he's in all the damn Bruce Lee movies. I can't remember his name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something Wong.
His voice was so cool.
Yeah, he's so cool, man. His
lightsabers they looked like katanas, kind of. If I remember.
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah. After they were done with his last line in the sound, he was like, "No, don't applause me. Just throw me money." So this 98-year-old guy is so awesome, man. But he's awesome. I would love to see that return. And if it was up to me, I would definitely probably have F in canon. I would make a whole series for her. I would make a whole series for Ronin. It doesn't even need to be canon. I think that these characters have a lot of compelling interest in the Star Wars fandom. And I just think that there's opportunity there that Lucasfilm has honestly yet to realize. And is that fear? Is that curiosity? Is that just the unknown, fear of the unknown? I think it's all of these things because, yes, we have to worry about how animation might look in the future compared to 2D animation, which Japanese anime is way more popular than, in my opinion, 3D animation. It's not a dig at Lucasfilm. It's just straight up fact how much softcore influence that has in the world. But these stories are there, and I think George Lucas would hop on these stories immediately.
Mm. Yeah, George Lucas was always a pioneer for new technology and utilizing things that not a lot of people, would. He did the first full blue screen movie ever. It is something that's within that Star Wars heritage to be able to move into new things. And they did that a little bit with the volume, right? They did that with the volume. I think they may have overdone it with the volume, but
they did.
This is something that Disney should dive fully into and start to create projects that I was going to say mean something, but this means a lot to a lot of people for Star Wars Visions, but put it into the canon timeline.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what season 3 is for, now that they have a third season, we'll see. Maybe we'll see how it is, and then the Ninth Jedi series, maybe that's the start, and then, like you said, that you're Ronin and the other characters pretty popular. Like it's there. Like maybe they're just
Bro,
testing the waters.
a renegade dark side user going around taking other Sith, real Sith's Kyber crystals as his trophy, as what we were just talking about with Ben Solo, as a form of redemption and atonement. I think that is amazing. I am about the Kurosawa life. There is so much here. I can't even begin to tell you about all the cool ideas that I've had and seen,
Easy
but I'm
sim to next week when we can talk about
man,
some of it.
yeah. I won't be able to, but
Okay.
yeah. Even still, though, I'm telling you right now, I think that this character and F, I can have a whole podcast about F. I can have a whole podcast about Ronan. And I just wish that every time I posted on Threads, I didn't get 1,000 replies asking me, "What is this? Why is it not being promoted?" It's just sad. I mean, Connor's seen dude, some of those posts get like thousands of views,
Oh, dude,
you
you
know,
got all that
and it
engagement.
well, it's also because it's my job to market things that well, and I know from the work that I did, I know what is good, who worked on this animated, who had this voice acting, who is this sound, why is this, so I know like what's gonna make people like talk about certain things and see certain things, and it's just sad. I have so many assets that I had seen and that just they weren't able out to be uploaded for Star Wars Visions 1 just because that there was no time. They couldn't figure out when to upload it in terms of marketing. And so it's sad because even with how great we know it is, no one truly knows. No one. I really wish like the big anime people had seen this and got exposure to that. I think that would change the game. But I never hear any of them talking about it. Never.
No, none of the content creators that I see that do anime ever talk about it.
That's a problem. That in my opinion is a problem. This is anime? Why are we not talking to our people? You know, I don't understand. Maybe it's a Disney thing. A marketing thing. Because at the end of the day, we know. It's just frustrating. That's why I'm doing the propaganda stuff, bro. But we only have, after today, 6 more days. So I can only do so much.
Right.
Count it
Exactly.
down. Get the
Yeah,
timer
man.
out.
Yeah, I saw JJ was trying to get it up. She started talking
Yeah.
about it, which is cool. But I don't think it's enough. And sad to say, this Ben Solo stuff came out at the wrong time, boys.
Yeah,
For our
1 week
vision.
before
I
Visions.
know.
Yeah, you think like there wouldn't be anything else trending. This would be Visions would be the big talk, but dude, with the Solo stuff with Ben Solo, it's
It's
like
tough.
Yeah,
it's competing now for attention.
Yeah, my back hurts.
Yeah,
I
for real, bro.
know, man. It's
I
so
made a
sad.
couple. I made a couple videos about Star Wars Visions. I will make more videos about Star Wars Visions. It just doesn't get any love
Yeah.
from anybody,
I don't
honestly,
think
on
people know what it
TikTok.
is. Yeah, I don't think people know what it is. That's why I started saying Star Wars anime. I think Star Wars anime is much more broader than Visions because people don't know what
Yeah,
Visions
it's
is.
more like people know what
Yeah,
anime is. When you say Visions, like, oh, what's that? Like
yeah,
then you say, oh, it's an anime, like, oh, Star Wars is anime. But when you say Star Wars anime, like
yeah.
that
It's
is a better way, I think, to
the algo
keep
takes that
talking.
every time. Yeah, Star
Yeah.
Wars anime. It's crazy, and I think that's the way you click people into it. Because once I started doing that, I started getting replies from people that I had never seen that I wouldn't even think were Star Wars fans. Maybe they weren't, but everybody was hyped about it. Everybody wanted to know, and I think that says a lot about like we just got to keep trying, guys. We just got to keep trying, keep talking to people, spread the word.
I'm doing my
Make
part.
flyers. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
Uh, man, yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, excited, can't wait. 1 week.
Yeah,
let's get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and give me some more Star Wars Visions merch, man. I don't have an F Funko
Please.
Pop.
I do want some kind of merch for.
Yeah. I got 2 Ronin. I got 3 Ronin shirts. One of them is a Funko. I got Kara. Yeah, Kari and Am back there. But that's it. They only made like 3 of them. So where's F? Where's? Oh, I just don't understand. There's got to be so much. Yeah, man. I need more.
I have a Ronin shirt. It
Ooh,
is one of my favorite shirts that I own. It is
Really?
absolutely fantastic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wear it all the time. I wear it all the time on the pod.
yo.
What? I've never
Yeah,
seen
he
it.
has a Ronin. He has a Ronin thing. Also, I just went on a hot topic and I googled
It's this
Star.
shirt.
Yeah, that shirt. Look at that. Oh, please focus.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's one
Yeah,
of the
it's dude,
only
it's fire.
concept arts out there.
But dude, I just googled Star Wars Vision merch and Star Wars Elders, the Elder Weapons hoodie came up, and
What?
this thing looks fire. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
I'll share with you guys
yeah,
after the pod. I
yeah.
can't like show it now, but
That's pretty cool.
this might be an easy cop. It's on sale. Oh my God,
That's
we're buying
crazy.
it.
Yeah, that's
But yeah,
insane.
that's a good point. I would love some more merch, and I think it just kind of comes back to I think they just have to market this better. Like people don't know about it, and we've talked about it on other pods before. Is like maybe it's due to other projects they want to market more, or how much money they're spending. It always comes back to that and how much you spend on marketing. But I feel like if people knew more about anime and that Star Wars had anime, because anime is obviously huge. So
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest problem is when you upload a 2D Japanese anime style video to YouTube. I don't think casual Star Wars fans, movie only Star Wars fans, are anime fans, and I think
yeah,
that is the
different
biggest
target.
problem. Yes, maybe you upload this. I mean, you can't upload it to Crunchyroll,
I
but
was gonna
but
say
that's exactly what I'm
Crunchyroll would,
talking about.
yeah.
And that's I think that is the problem. It's not like you have Netflix promoting it. It's not like you have Amazon promoting it or HBO or something where like most of these like animes have come out, which is also crazy because apparently Disney Plus has a huge anime catalog in Japan. We don't have that in North America, which is actually crazy, by the way. So yeah, really
Gotta get on that
frustrating.
VPN.
Yeah. So I mean, dude, like they have a bunch of anime in Japan apparently on Disney Plus. So frustrating because I would love to have that catalog,
Love to
please.
watch some Blue Lock. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and but also anime I've never even heard of, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just yeah, in my days of doing that production. So it's just frustrating to know that I think that's where the barrier is. That's the biggest problem we have with promoting Visions.
Yeah, but you guys are doing the good fight, getting the word out there and continuing to make those videos, and we're talking about it on the pod, so hopefully get
Yeah.
some buzz around it, and can't wait for next week for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it's
I'm
gonna be
excited.
fun. It's gonna be
Yeah.
fun. I think we've aired out our grievances with Disney.
Yeah.
I think we've made our point, and I think that we've, kind of shown our hype for Visions because it really is such a solid project that not a lot of people love. But any last things that we want to hit on before we wrap this up with a bow?
All I'll say is Ben Solo, if you can hear me, please save me. And 1 week, can't wait to talk about Visions.
Kathleen Kennedy, I just want to let you know, I hope you keep fighting the good fight. Bob Iger, I think that you have some things that you need to revert those decisions on when it comes to Star Wars production. Either way, I love Star Wars and I'm always going to support it. So good luck to you. Star Wars Visions, baby. I can't wait. Let's go.
Hell yeah. And I have a message too. For all of my Raylo fans out there, I know this news may come as an extra burden as you guys would have gotten your Raylos back. And I think there still is hope if you keep pushing for this new project to come out. You will see the return of Ben Solo and Rey Skywalker, and everyone will be happy, including myself, because I am a Raylo stan.
Whoa! I did
Oh,
not
yeah.
know that.
Big
I
news!
did
Breaking
not
news!
know
Yeah.
that. What the flip?
He just
The
dropped
Last
that bomb.
Jedi
Oh,
is the Last Jedi is the most tension-filled movie between those two, and I am all in on that.
Wow! What the?
the bombshell to end it
I just
all.
got Empire Strike Back, bro. I did
Yeah.
not
No,
know.
wait, that's impossible. No,
Yeah, he's his father.
no, no.
I had no idea.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I am. I'm not a Raylo like pusher of
Oh, there they
crazy
I
are.
didn't
narratives.
There they are.
know. I didn't know.
Oh, dude, that
Yes,
Funko is
yes,
awesome.
yes. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
that's
go.
sick.
I'm
Yes,
not a
yes.
Raylo though. I just like them both. That's all. Yeah.
As a Last Jedi stan, it is my obligation to be a Raylo because that movie is filled with tension
That is
all
hilarious.
throughout. All right. That is my bomb of dropping of the day. And I think that's a fantastic place to end this podcast. Shout out to all my Raylos. We love you.
Have a good one.